Hi, this is Anne. Today I'm just going to paint a little small landscape with trees. Very easy and very beginners friendly. The main colors I'm going to use is my red and my purple and my greens. I've got white and I've got black if I want to use it. I'm going to use a little bit of white, sorry, and black if I want to use it. And maybe a little bit of yellow if I want to highlight the trees or something. So it's just my red and my purple and my greens. Yellow and white, and maybe a little touch of black. I'm going to use a few big brushes. There's a little small round one, my bamboo skewer, and that's about it. So I'm going to start by making my background. I'm going to start with my turquoise and my white, and I'm just going to make, sorry for the noise in the background, I'm just going to make my sky area, and then I will go into my purples a little bit. You always want a deep atmospheric shadows between your trees, if it's like a wood, what do you call it? And even between your flowers and stuff, you always like that dark colors in between there. I'm just going to blend it a little bit there, and then I'm coming down to the bottom here, and I'm just going to maybe put on that same color that I've got there on my palette, the turquoise. I will just see how it looks, otherwise I can maybe just change this up. I'm just going to put a touch of white in there just to lighten the area slightly. Sorry, I just want to, I missed a few areas there. Okay, then I'm going to take my red and I'm just going to make myself trees there. Maybe 5 or so, I will just see. Some are a little bit higher, some a little bit bigger. I don't put them on the same level usually. I usually break them up a little bit. You can see the purple is mixing into my red, but I'm not worrying about that too much. Just going to quickly wash my brush. I think I'm going to bring my purple a little bit more to the bottom. And make it a very small foreground. And if you add it and you maybe misjudge you with some of the trees, then now is your time to just maybe quickly make them higher or lower or whatever you want to do there. Remember, your craft paint does dry a little bit darker when getting dry, and they are not as opaque as your better artist qualities or student qualities paints. So I'm just going to go over that red once again. I just want to dry it quickly for a minute. Before I dry it, I just want to maybe put in my stems now. So you can just take your plain white on a small round brush, and you can just start to put in some of your stems. Try and make them not going thick to thin, rather from the bottom thick and thinner to the top. You can make them as long as you like. You can end them there. You can bring them over this line of yours, it doesn't really matter. The ones at the back, I don't mind if it grabs a little bit of the purple too much. I will show you. I'm going to use that as my shadow color, and you can even put a few in between, maybe a few branches if you like, maybe trees that's actually at the back there somewhere. You can put in shadow trees there at the back to make it more look like a wood. No, what do you call it? Is it a wood? And as I said, as they go to the back, I will leave them more purple. The front ones I will maybe make a little bit of lighter, but for now they're fine for me, they work for me, so I'm not going to worry too much. And as these purple dry, I can just maybe highlight a few. You can see I'm just making marks there at the back. And while I'm giving this a little bit the chance to dry a little bit more, I'm just going to put in a little bit of more of my red on the one side and highlight it with my two yellows on the left hand side. My light is coming from the left. I'm just going to slightly turn it this way. I want my reds to be on this side more. And I'm just worrying about one or two trees. I'm not going to worry too much about all of them. But as you see, I wish I can, I hope you can see it, and I hope it shows up. You can see it's very, you actually need to go 2 coats here over everything, but I don't want to bother too much with that. I just want to show you the technique, and I usually try and put it very thick on, then you don't have that problem too much. You just get a little bit of, I just want to brush, oh, I'm going to leave that red. I'm just going to take a little bit of my yellow. And I'm just going to highlight some of the trees on the left hand side. Because remember, the light is coming from the left hand side, so you've got a highlight there, and on the other side you can make your shadow part. Then you can just leave the red as is. You can wipe your brush in between these, because as I said, the red is very wet at the moment. I don't want it to get too dark mixed in everything. Just bringing some of that yellow here and there into the mix. And now you can maybe take your little bamboo skewer and maybe make yourself a few stems. By just scratching into the wet paint, especially those at the back, you can see they make very nice branches and stuff. You must do this before the paint is totally dried. And then when I'm this far, I'm just going to take again my little round brush with a little bit of my white. I usually take it on the one side, turn it over, and on the other side that it makes like a knife. So that's how you get a nice and thin point. And I'm just going to highlight some of these trees on the left hand side. Try, it's very small, so I'm just going to try and highlight some of the areas more with a little bit of my white. I'm not going to do all of them, just touches here and there. Like that one is almost too light now. So I think that's enough. I'm just going to let this dry, and then I will show you when it's dried, because acrylics tend to dry a little bit more. I'm just going to take a little bit of, before I do that, I'm just going to take a little bit of my purple and just bring in the shadow parts more of these three that's in front. And I like to anchor them a little bit on the ground where they stand. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly put that in the sun, and then I'll show you when it's dried. I'm just going to take a little bit of my cadmium red, and I'm just going to highlight some areas. This craft red that I've got is actually a carmine, so it dries very dark. I haven't got a cadmium red in that colors, but I don't like the dark, you know, they need a little bit of a highlight. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm not sure about the foreground, but I think I'm going to leave it. It could actually look better in yellow or something, but let's try this one. I think it's a little bit darker for me than this one, but that said, I live in South Africa, so we have a lot of sun, winter, summer, anytime. We've got a lot of summer and sun and heat and everything. It doesn't get cold. This is maybe, it looks to me like a frosty cold place there. So I know there is people that stay in that places. I wish I could see it. I actually think it could be lovely to see, especially when it starts to snow. We don't have snow. But I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I will definitely see you next time, and have a lovely day. Take care.